She rolled her eyes at her friend. He thinks we're exclusive, but I'm still keeping my options open at the restaurant. I was coming back from the car with her purse. I dropped it on the table and said, "Keep them open," and left. Her panicked call came 10 minutes later when her card was declined. I, 28 male, met Sophia at a friend's housewarming party 8 months ago. She was the type who commanded attention without trying. Sharp wit, killer smile, worked in marketing for some tech startup. We hit it off immediately. Within 2 months, we were exclusive. Or so I thought. Last Friday, we were at this upscale fusion place downtown. She'd forgotten her purse in my car, asked me to grab it while she ordered appetizers with her friend Maya. I was maybe 20 feet from their table when I heard Maya ask, "So are you and him like official?" Sophia rolled her eyes. Actually rolled them. "He thinks we're exclusive, but I'm still keeping my options open. Why limit yourself, you know?" Maya laughed. "Girl, you're terrible. Does he pay for everything?" "Usually. He's sweet like that." I stood there holding her $800 designer purse, the one I'd bought her for her birthday 2 months ago. The same purse that currently held the apartment key I'd given her, my spare car fob, and probably the earrings I'd surprised her with last week. I walked back to the table, dropped the purse next to her plate. She looked up, smile faltering when she saw my face. "Keep them open," I said, and left. Her first call came exactly 11 minutes later. I know because I was sitting in my car in the parking garage, opening my banking app. We had a joint savings account, the one we'd opened for our future apartment. I couldn't just empty it, but I could do something else. I initiated a withdrawal request for my contributions, $8,734.62. The bank's policy required both signatures for immediate transfers over $5,000, but I could freeze the account and request a full accounting audit, which I did. "Babe, my card just got declined. What's happening?" "Which card?" "The joint account one." "Oh, that's frozen pending an audit. I requested a full transaction history." "What? Why would you?" "Because I just found out I'm not actually in an exclusive relationship. Seems like a good time to review our financial arrangement." "This is about what you heard?" "You're being dramatic. It was just girl talk." "Cool. Use your personal card for dinner." I hung up. Then I did something perfectly legal but petty. I opened our shared Google Calendar and deleted myself from everything. The Palm Springs trip next month, the concert tickets I'd bought for her favorite band, her cousin's wedding where I was supposed to be her plus one, all gone. 23 more calls that night, 47 texts. I read them all, responded to none. Update 1. So I thought that would be the end of it. Change some passwords, get my spare key back, move on. I'm not a vindictive person. I just wanted her out of my life. But Sophia had other plans. Sunday morning I woke up to 52 Instagram notifications. She'd posted our entire relationship history with captions like, "When you thought you found the one." And some people can't handle a strong, independent woman. The comments were brutal. Her friends calling me insecure, controlling, toxic, people I'd never met discussing my fragile masculinity. Then she posted a TikTok. It went semi-viral, 47K views in 6 hours. Her crying, makeup perfectly smudged, telling her version, "I was just joking with my friend and he abandoned me at a restaurant with no way to pay. Then he stole our savings." That's when I decided to document everything. I screenshot every text she'd sent about the apartment fund being our money, when the bank statements showed she contributed exactly $0. Found our text conversations where she'd insisted on being exclusive, including one where she'd said, "I deleted all my dating apps for you, baby." But the real revelation came from an unexpected source. My buddy Derek works IT at a competing firm. He called me Monday morning. "Dude, weird question. Is Sophia your girlfriend?" Why? "She's been hitting up our head of marketing pretty hard on LinkedIn, sending our company all kinds of marketing strategies that look suspiciously like insider information. My boss asked me to do some digging." "What kind of information?" "Client analytics, campaign performance data, ROI reports, stuff that's definitely not public. She's trying to poach your clients, man." That's when things clicked. 3 weeks ago, she'd borrowed my laptop for a presentation. Said her battery died. I'd thought nothing of it, but I had remote access enabled on all my devices. I pulled up the activity logs, legal, clean, indisputable. She'd accessed our shared drive, downloaded 17 files, all containing proprietary client data. The logs showed everything: timestamps, file names, even the USB device she'd saved them to. I called Derek back. "Can you forward me those LinkedIn messages?" "Already done. This is messed up, dude." Monday afternoon, I walked into my boss Janet's office with a folder of evidence. "We need to talk about a potential data breach." Janet's face went pale as I showed her the logs. How did you discover this?" Her attempt to shop our data to competitors got flagged by their IT department. They reached out to me personally because they recognized the information. We need legal involved. Now. Update 2. I need to be careful about what I share here for legal reasons. But let's just say Sophia's week got significantly worse. Her company launched an investigation after mine sent them a formal notice about the data theft. My company didn't want to pursue criminal charges, bad publicity, but they did want the data secured and assurances it wouldn't happen again. She called me crying on Wednesday. First time she'd sounded genuine since I'd known her. "Please, you have to tell them it was a misunderstanding. I could lose everything." Like how I misunderstood we were exclusive. That's different. You're right, that was just cruel. This is actually illegal. I only took those files to help with my job search. Everyone does it. Everyone doesn't steal proprietary data from their boyfriend's company, Sophia. It's not stealing. I was just trying to show initiative. Your lawyer will explain why that argument won't work. She tried another angle. What about us? What we had? What we had was me paying for everything while you kept your options open. Speaking of which, how's your LinkedIn networking going? Long silence. How did you? The marketing head at Morrison Tech thought your proposals looked familiar. Their IT department traced it back. You set me up. No, I discovered what you did. There's a difference. Her company put her on administrative leave pending investigation. She had to hire a lawyer. A real one, not her friend's cousin who totally knew law stuff. But here's where it gets interesting. Thursday night, she showed up at my apartment. Not angry, not crying, just calculating. "I know you're hurt," she said, leaning against my doorframe in that way she knew used to work on me. "But think about what you're doing. We could work this out. I could make this all go away." "How exactly?" "I delete the posts. Tell my company it was a misunderstanding. We move past this together. And in return, you tell your company the same thing. Misunderstanding. No harm, no foul." I actually laughed. "You're trying to negotiate with me? After everything?" "I'm trying to save us both. This legal stuff, it's expensive. For both of us." She wasn't wrong, but she'd miscalculated something crucial. "Sophia, I have computer logs showing you accessed and downloaded proprietary data. Morrison Tech has your LinkedIn messages trying to sell that data. Your social media posts claim I stole money that bank records show you never contributed. What exactly are you offering that makes walking away worth it?" Her mask finally slipped. "You're really gonna ruin my life over some jokes?" "I'm not ruining anything. You stole from my company and tried to destroy my reputation. I'm just not covering for you anymore." She left. But not before trying one last manipulation. "You know I've been struggling with money. My mom's medical bills, my student loans. I needed this." I almost felt bad. Then I remembered the $800 purse, the trips to Miami and Vegas she'd posted about, the new iPhone she'd bought last month. "Sophia, I've seen your Instagram. Whatever story you're about to spin, save it for someone who hasn't been paying for your lifestyle for 6 months. Update 3. So it's been about a month since the restaurant incident. Here's where things stand. The legal stuff dragged on for 3 weeks. Lots of meetings, lawyers talking to lawyers, negotiations I wasn't part of. In the end, both companies wanted this to go away quietly. Sophia's company terminated her for violating their code of conduct and her NDA. She had to sign an agreement not to use or disseminate any of the stolen data and cannot work for any of our clients for 2 years. My company was satisfied with that outcome. The financial stuff was messier. The bank required both our signatures to close the joint account, which meant meeting at a branch. Awkward doesn't begin to cover it. She tried to claim she was entitled to half, but the transaction history was clear. Every deposit was from my account. She'd transferred money in exactly twice, $50 each time, immediately followed by withdrawals of $200 plus. The bank manager actually raised his eyebrows at that. In the end, she signed off on releasing the funds to me, all $8,734.62. But here's the thing nobody tells you about these situations. The aftermath is weird. I ran into Maya last week at Whole Foods. She actually approached me. She's really struggling, Maya said, like I should care. That's unfortunate. She lost her job, her apartment. She's moving back with her parents. Sounds like the consequences of her own actions. Maya shook her head. You could have just talked to her about what you heard. I could have. But would it have mattered? She was actively dating other people, expecting me to fund her lifestyle and stealing from my company. The restaurant comment was just when I found out. She wasn't stealing. She was networking. With proprietary data she downloaded from my laptop, that's literally theft. But hey, if you want to hire her for your company, I'm sure she'd appreciate the reference. That shut her up. The truth is, I'm not proud of how this played out. Part of me wonders if I should have just walked away clean after the restaurant. But when someone publicly accuses you of theft and tries to destroy your reputation while they're the actual thief, sometimes you have to defend yourself. I've been in therapy since this happened. Not because I regret protecting myself, but because I need to understand how I missed so many red flags. How I convinced myself that paying for everything was normal. How I ignored the little inconsistencies in her stories. My therapist asked me last week if I felt guilty. Sometimes I admitted. She lost everything. Did you make her take that data? No. Did you make her lie about your relationship? No. Did you make her publicly defame you? No. Then what exactly do you feel guilty about? I thought about it. For not seeing it sooner, I guess. For being naive enough to trust her. She smiled. That's not guilt, that's growth. The joint account is closed. I used some of the money for therapy, put the rest in a new savings account. Just mine this time. Maybe I'll use it for a solo trip somewhere. Or maybe I'll just keep saving for that apartment. One where I'm the only name on the lease. Sophia's social media has gone dark. Mutual friends tell me she's taking time to work on herself. Her LinkedIn still shows her as a marketing consultant, but Derek tells me she's been applying to jobs out of state. Apparently, word travels fast in our industry. She tried reaching out once about 2 weeks ago. A long email about how sorry she was, how she'd been under pressure, how she never meant for things to go this far. I didn't respond. My lawyer advised against any contact, and honestly, I had nothing to say. The restaurant? I actually went back there last week with some friends. Different server, thankfully. When we were leaving, the hostess stopped me. You were here about a month ago, right? Left suddenly? I tensed up. Yeah, why? She smiled. Your girlfriend's friend ended up having to pay. She was not happy about it. Made quite a scene about how it was supposed to be split 3 ways and her card got declined too. I couldn't help but laugh. Turns out Maya learned an expensive lesson about girl talk that night. The hostess said the bill was $312, and they had to call Maya's boyfriend to come pay. Life's funny that way. One overheard conversation changes everything. But maybe it needed to change. Maybe we all need someone to drop our purse on the table and tell us to keep our options open. As for me, I'm taking things slow. Focusing on work, going to therapy, hanging out with friends who've been team she's sketchy from the start, should have listened. Learning to spot the difference between confidence and deception, between independence and exploitation. And yeah, I changed all my passwords. Enabled 2-factor authentication on everything. Even changed my Netflix password, found out she'd shared it with at least 3 people. My recently watched was full of shows I'd never heard of. The whole experience taught me something valuable. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when they literally tell someone else who they are while you're standing 20 feet away, definitely believe them then. I know some people will think I went too far. That I should have been the bigger person. But being the bigger person doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean letting someone steal from your company and publicly destroy your reputation without consequence. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just stepping back and letting someone face the natural consequences of their actions. I didn't ruin Sophia's life. I just stopped enabling her to ruin mine. The view count on her TikTok? Last I checked, it had stalled at around 73K. The comment section had turned into a debate about whether she was the victim or the villain. Someone had found her LinkedIn and posted about the data theft. The narrative had shifted. But I don't check anymore. That chapter's closed. I'm writing a new one now. One where I know my worth, set boundaries, and don't mistake manipulation for love. And if I ever hear I'm keeping my options open again, at least now I know exactly what to do. Walk away and let them figure out how to pay for their own dinner.